A very warm welcome to all my respected fellow educators tuning in to this explainer today. Look, as teachers, we literally pour our hearts and souls into our classrooms, but we all know the heavy toll that endless administrative duties can take on us. So today, we're focusing on a truly transformative concept. We're going to view artificial intelligence not as some cold calculating machine, but as an empowering, respectful ally that actually amplifies our most important human capabilities.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We are exploring 5 key themes today to empower our instructional duties and really nurture our students' potential.
Theme 1. AI as a teacher's ally, a paradigm shift in education.
I want to invite you, my esteemed colleagues, to fundamentally rethink artificial intelligence. Rather than fearing it as a replacement for our noble profession, I want you to imagine it as a dedicated, supportive colleague sitting right there in the staff room with you. You know, someone ready to take on the heavy lifting so you can focus entirely on what you do best, which is teaching and mentoring. Let's just look at the reality of our daily lives. We all know the incredibly heavy, time-consuming burden of traditional tasks. We're talking manual attendance, late nights spent on tedious manual grading, and just basic record-keeping. Now contrast that with the true academic freedom provided by AI-supported instruction. It offers automated behavioral insights, dynamic lesson adaptation, and real-time analytics that give us a deep, instant understanding of exactly what our students need.
So, the crucial point is that this shift directly benefits the welfare of our students. Just look at this fascinating 2025 study by researchers Begum and Singh. They state, by utilizing AI, teachers can devote more time to instruction and less to administrative tasks, thereby increasing student engagement and learning efficiency. It really is that simple. When we aren't completely stressed out with paperwork, we're more present, we're more energetic, and we're vastly more available for the children who actually need our guidance. Moving on to Theme 2, Practical Management Tools, Instruments for an Orderly Environment.
Now, it's one thing to talk about educational theory, right? But we actually need to know exactly which digital instruments can gracefully aid our daily classroom routines and help us maintain a really productive learning space. Well, recent academic studies highlight several practical AI-powered tools. NCheck Bio, for instance, offers biometric facial recognition, meaning attendance is taken automatically the exact moment students walk in. Then we have ClassCraft AI, which serves as a wonderful assistant for monitoring behavior and rewarding positive activities. Kahoot brings actual joy to the room through gamified interactive tests. And of course, Google Classroom acts as a centralized platform for streamlining all those assignments and feedback. Each of these software solutions really nurtures a highly organized and engaging environment.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world impact of computerized attendance systems. You know the drill, taking attendance manually for 40 or 50 students can easily eat up the first 10 minutes of every single lesson. Biometric attendance is a profound time saver that deeply respects a teacher's schedule, making absolutely sure that from minute 1 you are doing what you were trained to do, which is educating.
But beyond just saving time, these tools actually spark joy. Gamification platforms like Kahoot address student disengagement head-on. By introducing game aspects into our curriculum, we're taking rigorous, challenging academic material and making it deeply enjoyable. And let's be honest here, a smiling, engaged classroom is vastly easier to manage than a bored one.
Which brings us to Theme 3, Improving Efficiency and Workflows, Reclaiming Instructional Time.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because the real magic happens when we realize these tools don't just offer isolated benefits, they actually work together to create a continuous loop of educational efficiency, allowing us to reclaim our precious instructional time. It's a beautifully connected 3-step workflow. First, we have the automation of routine grading and lesson planning. Because the system handles that, we seamlessly arrive at Step 2, where we're instantly provided with real-time data and behavioral insights. And this naturally flows into Step 3. We now have vastly more interactive, personalized teaching time with our students. Relieving that administrative stress literally leads directly to better, deeper human connections in the classroom.
I absolutely have to share this incredibly validating quote from a 2025 study by Mounkoro and colleagues. They write, adopting AI solutions for classroom management means that teachers will have diminished workloads, effective student performance monitoring, and assessment strategies. It is honestly so refreshing to see academic research expressing genuine passion for teacher well-being, actively identifying ways to reduce the burnout that affects so many of our incredibly dedicated peers.
Theme 4, Personalizing the Student Experience, Adapting to Individual Needs.
Now, what's really interesting about this data is how it takes us from the teacher's desk directly to the student's desk.
The most respectful thing AI does is adapt to individual student needs, ensuring that in our diverse, bustling classrooms, absolutely no learner is ever left behind. When educators were surveyed about AI in the DeLello study, a specific segment highlighted something remarkable. While many folks focused on administration, a significant portion zeroed in on how AI directly enhances personalized learning, creating custom pathways for students who might otherwise struggle to keep up with a standard one-size-fits-all curriculum.
That specific metric, it's 11.03%. Think of this number as a representation of a student progress dashboard. It really highlights the growing analytical proof of AI's personalized impact. Over 1 in 10 educators are specifically calling out the profound benefit of AI in modifying lessons on the fly, tailoring challenges and support to ensure every single child feels seen and accommodated.
And finally, Theme 5, Ethical Frameworks and Training, our moral responsibilities.
But of course, with great technological power comes responsibility, right? As respected educators, adopting these modern systems carries deep moral responsibilities that we simply must not ignore. We have to hold ourselves and our institutions to the highest ethical standards. This means guaranteeing strict data privacy and the ethical management of student information. It also means actively mitigating technology addiction and preventing digital distractions by establishing very clear boundaries during lessons. Furthermore, there is an absolute necessity for institutional support. Schools must ensure comprehensive teacher training and proper pedagogical integration. And above all else, we must maintain high integrity by preserving the irreplaceable human element and personal connection that defines true teaching.
So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder today. How will you invite AI to be an ally in your classroom while preserving the irreplaceable human element of teaching? Think about it. Also, the fascinating articles by Begum and Singh, as well as Mounkoro and colleagues that we discussed today, are linked below for your reference. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. If you found this valuable, please warmly invite your fellow educators to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and happy teaching.